Okay, so will you just keep an eye on the lobby and let me know when everyone is in?
Yes, I will.
Thanks. Oh, lovely. As we start, there goes the power.
Judy, I think we give it about 3 more minutes and then we can start.
Okay, I'm going to just fix it up. You let me know when everybody's ready.
Okay.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. We're just giving a few more minutes. Almost 12:05, Tess, so just let me know as soon as we have a number of people that are in the webinar.
Judy, it's exactly 12:05. I think we can start. I think other participant will just join as we continue. Thanks.
Okay, great. So welcome everybody to our BPESA FSP webinar for today. We're really excited to share the progress and the attributes of the project in terms of the Cornerstone Edcast learning experience platform that BPESA has taken on to gear our youth and our talent for the future and for the roles that we need to fill in our growing sector. It's going to be a very organic process. So I'll be talking through the platform, some of its functionalities, its benefits, its opportunities for collaboration. But please feel free to just pop your hand up if you have any questions or want to create or share any input. And Tessel and team will just indicate, and then we'll let you have a conversation. So it really is going to be conversational in style. I'm going to just go through some of the key aspects and principles and philosophies of the platform and project. And then I'll also just do a bit of a showcase on the platform. We will have a number of sessions over the next few months that will delve into the detail of each area and functionality of the platform. And today is really an introduction for you in terms of the context of the project, the platform, and where you can benefit, contribute, and collaborate for our youth and talent in the sector. So in terms of the BPESA Future Skills project, I think many of you on the call are familiar with the project. We launched it with a minimum viable product in May of last year, in which the key focus is to guide and provide access to economic and job opportunities for South African youth in the GBS and BPO sectors. The core focus was on young unemployed youth that could be upskilled quickly using the benefit of a learning experience platform to enable them to have access, qualified access into entry-level jobs in the sector. And to date, it's something to be proud of that we've had in excess of 11,000 young people work through the platform, many of which have gained traction and opportunities into jobs over the past 12 to 16 months. So we're going to look quickly at the 5 key areas or the 5 key benefits: aggregation, curation, creation, guide, and automation. So these are really 5 pillars that make our Cornerstone LXP phenomenal, or the Cornerstone LXP in general, and then applied by BPESA into the sector with 4 sector specificity. The BPESA FSP, or the Edcast, the Cornerstone Edcast FSP, is a content aggregator. So it provides access to a very broad range of open source and other partnered content for those who are on the platform. Aggregation tools and curation tools make it quick and easy to pull in content from pretty much anywhere and everywhere and everyone. Have that process easily accessible, easily manageable, easily curatable, and easily quality assured. And it also allows us to create learning journeys that are fit for purpose and that are relevant, that are either generic or bespoke across roles in the sector, across areas of domain expertise, and across levels within the organization. That is enabled very quickly from a solid library of Edcast resources on professional skills and emerging tech skills, as well as from own-generated and partner-generated content, and of course from the many broad and wide open source content provision that is in the market. The ability to create your own learning journeys by collaborating with the FSP team, or by collaborating with your own internal teams, or across a number of teams, allows you to build something that's of specific use for yourselves. The platform has very strong guidelines on how to use it, how to access it, both as a learner, as well as a learning designer, as well as an administrator reporting functionality. And then, of course, this is automated for you with very sophisticated tools. So in terms of the aggregation, I'm just going to reduce this here. It aggregates content from all of these numerous sources that I've said. And these learning resources are well curated. Some of them are newly curated. Some of them are jointly curated. And they include anything from training materials to your own user-generated content, to your peer-to-peer content, to subject matter expertise content. And when I go through the platform shortly, I'll show you the extent to which this is possible, tailorable, and how easy it is for you to also add your own your content source use cases for your benefit. It ensures that your learners have a wide range of access to learning materials, and it makes it convenient and efficient. So the simple click of an explore button, yourself and your learning team, as well as your learners, have access to a mountain of library of resources that they can pick and choose from. They also get an opportunity to personalize this information, which I'll show you at a later stage, so that they can ensure that only content that they have an interest and relevance in will be driven to them by the AI engine that supports the platform. So it curates content, and it is organized in a particular number of ways. So we can curate, and you can curate or design content at a group level. In other words, a cohort level of job ready or work ready young people that you want to bring into your organization, or a team leader management level, or an executive thought leadership level. So you can curate it into private groups in any way, means, or form that you like. That group content can be kept as private for yourselves and your own IP, or it can be opened up to the platform, generally speaking, as free content, and or you can load your learning materials on the newly launching content marketplace, whereby there's a marketplace that the BPESA platform enables you to raise your awareness of your brand and sell and market your content online to both the BPESA audience as well as a larger audience out there. It is also then curated based on industry demand in terms of the skills and outcomes and evidence of those that you need. It's also curated based on your own learners' needs and preferences, and then, of course, also on the organization's needs and preferences. So you can curate content across subject matter, across target audience, and across level of proficiency, either from a basic, intermediate, or advanced level of competence. This enables you to very quickly pull together learning. It is a great opportunity for learning teams to be able to quickly and in an agile way develop learning in the flow of work, or as the need arises, as we know. And this enables the organization, your learning team, and the learners themselves to have the best learning experience because of the relevance and because of the ease of use. And then, of course, with the best learner experience and engagement levels and good solid content, you get a good solid return on your learning. In terms of creation, you can create and or pull in learning resources from a number of sources, as I've mentioned, but you can also pull in your own learning resources in the format of SCORM, in the format of PDFs, of quizzes, of any really, should I say, image and or data style file into the platform for use. There's a number of upload opportunities for you. There's articles, there's videos, there's presentations. I will show you a little later in terms of white papers, as well as your own content. It is also very integratable in that this platform integrates with other learning management systems, the Edcast learning management, Cornerstone systems, your Moodle systems, any system that you may currently have is integratable on the back end, and thereby you can have single sign-on and single reporting capability. So you can use it as an integrated tool, or you can use it as a supplementary tool in instances. So this empowers subject matter experts to share their knowledge and their expertise with others, fostering a culture of knowledge sharing within an organization. A very popular use of this content creation is linking your mentor or coach to your learner. And the platform enables a forum and a format to build those learning communities for this interaction online. It also allows for your virtual classroom, so that you can directly, using the platform from anywhere in your organization, connect to set classroom or set location of target learners who can hear directly from the voice of your CEO or of yourselves or of your learning team or of each other or of a coach or a mentor. And that's a really valuable opportunity. Any e-learning or digital learning that's created outside of the platform can be pulled into the platform and viewed on the platform. And then the platform itself, of course, has content creation tools that can be used within the platform. Learners will benefit from diverse perspectives and insights of themselves, their peers, and their leaders. So I'm just going to go through the key areas with you quickly, and then I'm going to take you through the exciting stuff. So automation, AI, we're all familiar. ChatGPT is taking over the world at the moment. These AI tools not only streamline the admin and the efficiency as we use them in our organizations and our operations in any event, but they also enable content to be selected, directed, and tailored. It allows us to ensure that we can enroll your learners, we can track their progress, and set reminders up for training sessions. We are also able to help you run or run with you learner engagement campaigns, change management campaigns, learner adoption campaigns, all via this functionality on the platform. And automating these tasks reduce the flow, the manual effort, very much coming from a learning and development perspective, from an admin perspective of your L&D and training team. but also from a learner perspective. We have dashboards for results. We have leader platforms, and we have a sophisticated back-end reporting tool that allows you to pull reports that no longer have to be manual. So what makes it stand out? Really, there are a number of learning management systems, and there are a number of LXPs out there in the market. I personally have been probably on 5 or 6 global level selection of learning platform projects in my time with multinational organizations. And many of them will demonstrate these as key aspects of those platforms. And many of them do have very good functionality and similar functionality. The benefit of the learning experience platform is that it moves from beyond a learning management system that focuses on housing of content and data, and allows you to collaborate, create, and rapidly author and or rapidly share content that has been created out there in the marketplace very quickly. It also then pulls together the LMS functionality around your reporting, and it pulls in the LXP AI functionality that we've just mentioned previously. It allows anybody really to be a content curator and to pull and to contribute content. And it is very strong in facilitating social learning in between cohorts, in between peers, in between organizations, in between sectors, as well as in between each other, coaches, teams, etc. within the organization. It has a very strong analytics and insights backend. It's currently using Google Looker, and this allows us to be able to track what learning is most consumed, what is the quality of that learning, what is the uptake, what is the engagement levels, what are the completion rates, what are the learner insights, and from there, or insights from the content. From this very sophisticated data analytics tool, we can then direct and continually improve on the continuous development of our content for ongoing improvement. This analytics and insights also provides critical aspects for your reporting, for learning and development reporting in the organization, whether that is for your BPESA reporting, whether that is for your SED reporting, whether that is for funded learning reporting, or whether that is to, as a learning and development business partner, to utilize as a use case or business case to show the business impact of the learning, either from a result in revenue impact in terms of sales training, driving some revenue, or in terms of effectiveness and efficiency and time saved and related costs in terms of your training and development processes. But many of the L&D people on the webinar will know all of this. This is just essentially an additional set of tools and data that you can use in your already existing, and I'm sure very well functioning reporting processes. So this was seamless integration, not only with LMSs, but also with other tools, other innovative tools and systems that we're going to go into quite shortly. And that is the one area that I found most valuable around the FSP. So I thought there's probably many questions that you have around FSP. So I just framed the questions that I would ask if I was sitting on the other side of the Zoom meeting in an L&D or managerial role in a GBS operation, and just talk through these with you and see if we can answer your questions in an informed way, and in that way help give a context for the Future Skills platform and its application and value. And thereafter we can discuss and organically debate and or engage on some of these questions, should you like. I'll just pause there for 1 minute. Tessel, do you have any hands, or are there any questions so far?
No questions so far, Judy. Just some of the members would like the presentation that you are sharing to be shared with them after the session. Sure thing.
All right. So the first one is, how is the BPESA FSP addressing critical GBS sector needs? So really the founding principle and value proposition of the BPESA FSP was really around creating a platform that drives scaled access for unemployed youth and talent in our sector to good, meaningful jobs in the GBS sector with the right level of skills needed to ensure that we can remain competitive as a destination of choice and successful and functional, sustainable in terms of our organizational needs. So it's a big ask, but that was the very hairy, audacious goal in terms of that. So the FSP is directly contributing to the master plan and to the creation and the upskilling for the 500,000 jobs that we have all committed to as a sector. And it's doing that in an innovative and scaling way. The Future Skills platform by Cornerstone Edcast is what has allowed that for us. We can very quickly provide access to youth with our very strong partnership and collaboration with SA Youth. We can provide those youth with very quick access to curated industry relevant content, and we can link them to you as organizations out there for opportunities. And for yourselves as hiring organizations, you have a higher level work ready, whether it be entry level GBS job work ready, whether it be digital job ready, whether it be sector specific job ready, young person. And the reason that it is possible is because of the functionality and the value of the FSP. So currently, as I said, in excess of 11,000 young people or learners that have been through the platform and scaling very fast. How is BPESA FSP taking an ecosystem approach to upskilling, reskilling, and multi-skilling of our talent pipeline in a way that ensures the sector is scaling the access to the economy? So because we have a robust, transferable, foundational, should I say, mobile, shareable, common set of skills that we've developed as the very core of the platform content, the content that we've developed, we've ensured is relevant across sectors. The work readiness information and content is irrelevant, irrespective of where you work, but with a particular tailored focus on the GBS sector, as well as on the certain domains within the GBS sector. And you'll see that when I take you through the content shortly, that the commonalities that each of you raise on the shortfalls of young people gaining access into the sector or into entry-level jobs, the shortfalls of your transition from agent to team leader, from team leader to ops manager, from ops manager to senior, from specialist to generalist, from agent to exec. These are all things that, and in collaboration with yourselves as a sector and participating partners, we've been able to ensure we can hone and make available on the platform through shared content, through sourcing content, through creation of content, through curation of content. We also ensure that we align to the necessary frameworks that are out there that are relevant to the recognition of skills in your world. So the ecosystem approach really is from source to success. In my mind, it's from the very strong engagement with young people via the SA Youth platform, with yourselves and the young people you have in your pipeline, with your organizations, and then with FSP as a launchpad for a range of value-adding service providers, content partners, and state-of-the-art learning and development tools that address the key challenges we all face, like how do we source, engage, keep, motivate, self-directed learning, blended learning for our young people who we are engaging into our sector. How can the BPESA FSP support you in your skills drive? So if we have a look at the number of people that we've taken through currently and the number of people that we plan to take through, the number of young people we are going to be onboarding from SA Youth and from yourselves, there's a very big pool of talent that is undergoing good quality, industry-driven training on the platform. And this will enable you to select those that meet your requirements. This will enable you to contribute to those skills from your organizations or from your learning teams. And this will also enable your learning teams to have an additional support and or enhancement and almost like an extra pair of safe hands to help build these talent pools across your organization quickly and with relevance. So the BPESA FSP is innovating in this space, and we are ensuring learning experience and engagement. And some of the partners that I can just raise here are, we understand currently, and this is a global phenomenon, the low uptake rates on digital learning. And when you build an ecosystem wherein you've got a sourcing partner, an employer partner, a strong team of collaborated content partners and learning designers, as well as innovative tools like behavioral economics-led tools to engage people on learning, to keep them learning, you start raising that percentage of engagement to significant levels. So the likes of behavioral economics guru and subject matter expert Craig Nozzle from the Discovery Vitality application has applied his amazing team and mind to a similar behavioral application for learning, and the BPESA team have partnered in implementing that in certain of our pilot projects. We have partnered with the likes of Fourth Talent, who have a digital skills competency, gap analysis, and AI engine, and we have partnered with many really great content partners, the likes of Shadow Careers, the likes of, I don't want to mention anybody specifically, but we are currently partnering with Red Academy, we're partnering with We Think Code, we have partnered with Training Force, we've partnered with CareerBox, Academy. A number of leading content specialists and partners in the sector are utilizing the platform to drive their unemployed youth training, their work readiness training, as well as their digital upskilling training. So who are we forging strategic partnerships with? With you. We'd love to form a strategic partnership with those key sector specialists, with those key sector operators, with anybody who has value to add, knowing that the problem of youth unemployment and the need to very quickly upskill young people and people in the BPO sector or GBS sector for the fast growing demand is nothing that any of us can do in isolation or in our own right. So the principle and the philosophy, which I think I'll look at a little later, is really around collaborative, inviting participation, inviting contribution, and bringing the best of breed and best in class into one place for all of us to be able to leverage and share for the benefit of the sector. How can BPESA support learning and development teams in terms of scaling and integrating? It is not there as something that is in place of. It is very much a second or additional tool in your toolkit. And we all know as learning and development professionals, the more learning and development tools or training tools that we can have that enable many times smaller teams to be able to get bigger scale and bigger traction quicker and with more relevance in a business, whereby we can then demonstrate that value both to our young people or our individuals as well as to the organizational performance, the better. So what we do is we have a model of engaging with all potential partners around what they've got, what they would like, where there are gaps, where we can support, and together and jointly we've very successfully onboarded a range of partners whereby the BPESA FSP team and process and platform is there in support of their efforts. We're here to collaborate on us all achieving our end goal. So how is BPESA FSP ensuring that we remain aligned and relevant to future skills? We have partnered with, as I say, the best in class in terms of content provision and sector specialists. We also are aligned with Future Skills in terms of the Digital Skills Framework 1 that has been authored by UWC, Innovation Hub. We are also aligned to leading Sophia-linked content providers. So in terms of the digital space, very much aligned. And we have launched a digital work readiness program that is aligned directly to the Digital Skills 1 framework, which we're very proud of, and that'll be available very shortly to members on the FSP platform. We also do work closely with professional bodies, and then, of course, although we're not running specifically accredited training in the CETA framework, we are aligning our learning to that, and we are partnering with those providers who provide that. So it is, in essence, a way to support our training provider content partners in the sector to drive their scale as well using the BPESA FSP platform. What are some of the BPESA's flagship learning journeys? So we're very proud of our work readiness. We have a 5, 10, and 20-day work readiness program. We have a digital work readiness program. These programs are currently all blended with roll out with their partners on the ground. So we'll have yourselves, your learning teams on the ground in the classroom, utilizing and blending FSP resources and functionality to deliver learning in an engaging way and in a measurable way that can have impact. We are also driving the series of professional learning skills from the NASCOM content, the emerging technology skills, which are all the emerging technologies that we all need to be familiar with, which I'll also demonstrate for you shortly. We also have a wonderful flagship series for content curators, as well as HR and L&D professionals, and recently launched a self-development personal mastery series, and a number of Future Skills LXP content of the week, or content of the month, whereby globally the best or most consumed content on the platform is shared and flagged for our members. So what are the core principles of our engagement with FSP? We want as many of you to ask as many questions as you have, to engage with us on how this can help you, how this can help your young people, how this can drive learning to beyond your organization, for your organization, and to take a collaborative and joint contribution approach. That has worked significantly well for all of us in the past, and it's working really well right now. And we hope to grow that together with you for us all to achieve the sector goals. How is it making a difference, and how are we measuring it? So I will definitely show you some great stats shortly, but we are making a difference by providing that access to learning of good quality that is badgeable, that is micro-certificatable, if that's such a word, and that is recognized or driven by yourselves from the sector for young people. It's a great benchmark for you to have in terms of the skill levels at agent level, at team leader level, at operational management level. It's a great source for content to enhance or instead of enhance, should I say, supplement yours. And if you don't have anything in place, it's a great place to start with minimum capital outlay or investment from yourselves. How does it address transferable cross-sector skills? So as I've said, we have made the core of the BPESA FSP offering those skills that every person needs to succeed in the current and future world of work, those shared skills across those three levels of competency, starting with basic, intermediate, and then extending into advanced. And then how can you contribute an impact? We would love you to contribute an impact, and I will show you quickly the platform, and you can have a very good understanding and line of sight of what it is, what it can do, and how you can get involved. All right, I'll pause there quick for any questions or comments, Tesla.
No comments as yet, Judy. Just another request to share the presentation that you are currently sharing.
No problem. So, you know, I've sat in learning and development director seats for the last 10 or 15 years. And the challenges that I faced, and that I'm sure many of my colleagues face, are these. It's costly to provide such broad access for such diverse learning needs across such a diverse range and level of young people, or people for that matter. And you know, budgets are quite limited. It's also really difficult to ensure that the learning is targeted and easily targeted to people that are in a relevant, easy to access from anywhere, anytime way. I remember developing an executive development program in my days in the financial sector. And the 4 or 5 things that the executive team said, if you're wanting us to consume this learning, and you're wanting us to be able to provide space around the boardroom table for conversations around this learning, this has to be something that is digital. It has to be something I can listen to on my way to work or on my way to a plane. This must be something that makes sense. Please don't waste my time. It has to be relevant. I must be able to download it easily, and I must be able to apply it easily, and I must be able to share it easily, and I must be able to explore it easily. So that is the way we develop their program. And these are the common things that were shared and that are currently shared in terms of why LXPs can meet that requirement. And there's limited access to a broad range of learning resources in a curatable or affordable manner. There isn't any personalization. You know, if I had a board member, it's just take it at board level. I would have had an IT exec, I would have had an HR exec, I would have had a risk and a compliance exec. Yes, they all need executive level development, but they also all have an interest in what the latest trends are in their field of expertise. This type of platform allows that to happen. Because we have high levels of disengaged online learners, the fact that you can have an easy to use, easy to access, as well as a tailorable engagement strategy process, as well as behavioral, as I mentioned earlier, behavioral incentives for learning. It does facilitate us with that. There's been a lack of collaboration across levels within an organization, across organizations, and in the sharing of content that we all need. And we've got too big a problem for us not to collaborate. There's inefficient administration and performance tracking in many of them. Even systems that have sophisticated systems, it's still a lot of work for the teams to track. And then once you do track them, it's that common challenge of we have the data, but we're not quite sure how to present the story. And the tools here are very good at presenting the story in a way of demonstrating the value of learning or demonstrating the need for improvement for that matter. And then there's a lack of agility. In other words, the speed to outcome is slow and in many instances, whereas you can, depending on your level of subject matter expertise and curation capacity, very quickly pull together learning journeys on the platform. So I'm going to just opt out of the presentation out of this for a minute. Sorry, I just want to stop sharing for a sec. While I'm doing that, any thoughts any of you would like to share? All good? I feel like I'm speaking to myself here. Are there any people on the call that already are on the FSP platform? If so, could you maybe just raise a hand?
If there are any of the members in the session who would like to speak, just raise your hand and I'm able to unmute you.
Okay, all right, great. All right, so just to give you a look and feel of the platform, this is your Edcast Future Skills platform, your learning experience platform, and each person will get their own profile. And just to quickly speak to some of the points I mentioned earlier. So personalization, each one of you, when you do load yourself onto the platform, you will indicate what skills are of interest to you, and that content will be driven to you. You'll also be able to double check your dashboard on a regular basis as to where you are. You can see I've been busy, and my topics that I've been looking at recently, or my topics of interest, my learning goals have been on leadership development, instructional design, and learning management systems. The reason that's of interest is because we are currently developing trainer, facilitator upskilling for some of our partners who want their learning and development teams to embrace digital upskilling and the ability to deliver learning digitally, as well as to improve their training and development capacity with a very specific focus in the BPO sector or in the GBS classroom. If you are a content, yeah.
Before you continue, there is a hand that's raised. I'm unfortunately unable to see who it is.
Please go ahead. I'm not sure if everyone's able to speak. Tessel, let me just check.
Nate, please go ahead.
Hi, Nate. Please go ahead. I think you need to unmute or be unmuted, Tesla.
He has been unmuted. Nate, we are unable to hear you. Okay, Judy, I think you can go ahead so long. I'll just reach out
Please,
to
if you
Nate.
can,
Yeah.
if we can hear you, just jump in wherever. Otherwise, you can also just pop it in the chat bar. But thank you. It's great to see you online. We've had an absolute pleasure working with you on the platform. So let's have a look and see just quickly in terms of what it is that we have available. So if we click on your Explore, this will take you into all that is available on the platform, over and above content that might have been directly allocated to yourself. Okay, so we have what it is about, all our user guides. Remember, I said there's very good user guides, what's new from Edcast, and then we try and support you as much as possible on the ability to learn digitally quickly. We have all of you'll see we have all of your job readiness common topics, self-leadership, behaviors for work, digital literacy. We are busy updating this as we speak. English acceleration, socialization, and financial literacy. We also have amazing content that has been shared for the use of all by SA Youth, and I'll give you an indication of what that content is. You will see we have contact center job readiness, understanding our sector, business communication, financial acumen, in-demand roles, and performance measures. Let's have a quick squiz at in-demand roles. Let's say you are wanting to get a digital role in your organization. And we provide some examples of what these are, what day in the life would be, and what some of the critical skills are. It's what does a developer actually do? And then, of course, we also have the content across customer service, sales, etc. Okay, yeah, you have the opportunity to curate, which I will show you how easy that is to do fairly shortly. But one of the things that I did want to just show you quickly is we can provide and curate content with you, for you, very quickly and easily. So if we just go to my content, I'll show you that I've just created a whole range of updated content for the world of GBS work readiness. You'll also see that we have collaborated and partnered, as I said, with some strategic partners. So as recent as this morning, we have uploaded the digital framework, the digital framework report, Digital Skills One framework report, in which BPESA FSP is featuring, because we are driving access to digital skills for our young people, specifically with a focus on the BPO sector. So this is uploaded there for your use. And we're also happy to share this with anybody. It's just hot off the press. And we're really proud to say that the FSP team are featured in terms of the way our platform, the BPESA platform, is creating opportunities for young people to be aligned to the digital skills framework. Okay, just want to go back to where we were. Excuse me, yeah, this is there. We had a request for professional conduct, business etiquette across the board. We've had a request for team leadership, creating high-performance teams. We have a request for, you'll see, here is the learning and development pathway that we've had a request for in terms of our learning teams. So high-impact learning, learning culture, fostering a culture, understanding micro-learning, etc. I just want to keep going through here. We have time management. We have our mindset, our grit, sales training. I can go on for a very, very long time around these. One of the key areas that seems to be a common request, which I thought I would share with you, is our telephone etiquette. And I'm wanting to share that because it's, you see, we can teach Zoom. We pretty much getting job search ready, which we are doing for the likes of Red Academy and We Think Code, who are new partners. So here would be a completed, profiled, and skinned learning journey, and you can, learning pathway. And this is something that you can create yourselves or with us. So an example here is email etiquette is a critical thing in BPO, right? Or in GBS. So what do these young people need to know? What don't they understand? And how can we get them up to scratch? We have a pre-assessment. We go through the key concept of email etiquette being part of your business communication. What are your essential rules? And these are essential rules either that your organization has or that the likes of strong CRM systems equate to, your Zohos, your HubSpots, etc. And we can put all of this information in very quickly and easily for your team. And then, of course, at the end of our learning journey, we'll have the post-assessment. So some of this is very engaging for our young people. And we can have it either as an article, as you see there, or we can have it as a video, as we see here. So let's have a quick look just to show you the capability of the video functionality. Let's just add it in.
Email has become a major source of communication. It's so easy to send an email, even in the middle of a busy workday or on the go, right from your phone. But really, so many people find themselves writing multiple emails.
Okay, so just to give you an idea, we can pull in content from any particular open source. And then if you'll see, this is from Harvard Business Review. And we do check the relevance of level for the target audience. I do want to show you here on the bottom of our screen. If you see the current areas we are pulling content in from, and there are numerous ones that are being added daily. Flipboard, Stanford Business, Excite as a partner that's come on board, exclusive cybersecurity training, Tech Republic, McKinsey, Josh Burson. I mean, the HR and learning people on the call would love to have that content. Marketing, Harvard Business School, World of Work, MIT, Call Center Helper, and there's a range of others, and many are pulled in from the Edcast content. So I'll just quickly show you artificial intelligence being the hot topic of the day. You'll see a plethora of content on AI. Each one of these also has something that we call a primer pathway, which is for everybody an introduction or primer for that particular topic, after which they will have a base level of competency or knowledge, and thereafter they can go and explore further. So your learner will have access to all of this content when they click the explore button. But if you are asking and wanting to know around, well, how can I give something directly to myself, my cohort? We have something that we call groups. So you'll set up a group, and you'll see our two of our very recent additions, which are going live this week. We are very proud to say. So We Think Code and Kula. They have their own group that has been formatted, and within their group, they will have their own content. So we're starting with interview preparation for software developers for your We Think Code, and this learning journey is something that they'll be kicking off with later in the week. Okay. And you'll see a combination. Again, there will be pre-assessments and post-assessments. And because we're going live, we're just skinning this at the moment. And there you'll see a plethora of content relevant to not only preparing for an interview, but preparing for a specific type of interview. I could develop this, for example, preparing for an interview to work on an insurance campaign with a global client from the States, for example. That's a level of specificity we can get to with content development in collaboration with yourselves. What is also really key is that we have the inbuilt middle assessment tool. And this for me was a game changer when I had a look at it. This allows us to access and embed into those learning journeys a range of assessments that you can use for your learners. And you'll see there's a very broad range. You have psychometrics, aptitude, coding, domain, corporate categories. All of these available, most of these available at no cost. Some of them we can request if outside of scope. But things that we always want to test: attention to detail. We want to test our potential. We want to have personality profiling done. We want to know who's a potential team leader. mental, general cognitive complexity abilities, our critical thinking and problem solving. These are all available, and literally what we do is we would access the assessment, and when we access the assessment, we would just simply choose the experience level. We would select it, and there would be a link, and we would pop that link into a smart card on the platform. So let me just take a step back to show you that curation, ease of curation quickly, because I see we've got 10 minutes to go. So the ease of curation is quite simple. You would click on your create button and you'll decide that the structure of the content architecture is the journey is the larger holder. You'll have a journey that is made up of a number of pathways and a pathway that is made up of a number of smart cards. So if we went into my content, it would be quite easy to see. I could just search where's Judy's journeys that she's created, and this would show you what a journey is, okay? In a journey, you would be able to see all the pathways that are available there for you to access. So we have our contact center basics, contact center professional behavioral skills, behaviors for work, communication, written communication, etiquette, time management, multitasking, customer service, knowing your customer, knowing products and services and how to learn them, your sales skills, how to objection handle, compliance, POPIA, GDRP, understanding your KPIs and managing those, digital literacy, computer basics to actually being digitally literate, and I'll quickly show you that, and then navigating call centers, systems, mindset, high performance, personal development planning, how to prepare you for going live, and written communication skills. So sorry, these are ones I've just got to put to the top, but these would all be available for you in a pathway. So this being your journey, and this being a pathway. If we click our pathway, we have a number of cards. Okay.
Judy?
Yes.
I have a few questions in the chat. Do you mind if I just read them out?
Please do.
Cool. So the first one is, what is the allowed size when uploading documents and videos onto the platform? Then the second question is this easily accessible via mobile? So I'm just going to read those two out so you can respond. There are two more.
So yes, it's not so much the limit of size from our side. You can pretty much upload SCORM files, videos. It's more around what is the data capability going to be on the device and or workstation that your user is going to be accessing it from. So the limitation on size is really going to be implemented by yourself based on, or by us, based on how and who will be accessing that data in a efficient manner. So that's the first question. The second one was, yes, this is mobile. There's a mobile app and it's fully utilizable on mobile. We have, we do have the data accessible across. I just want to pull something in here for you quickly. We generally measure whether it's the most use is on Android, your Mac operating system, or your devices, and we pull that. But it's still currently Android and workstations, but it is accessible across all forms of devices. And then the third question.
The third question, will this take a lot of bandwidth thinking about the learner?
Not unless your learning assets are designed to be heavy bandwidth. So what we can do is look at how we limit the bandwidth impact when we design your journey. Vadi is on the call, and from a technical expertise, I'm sure you can add some further detail there, Vadi.
Yes, from my side is, can you hear me, Judy?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Judy answered the question quite correctly. Remember that bandwidth are really linked to the file size. And if you create your content very clever, your bandwidth is quite limited with that. Uploading all types of videos and so on, be aware that videos are quite bandwidth sensitive, but it's up to the curator to come up, and we can always assist you. And what is the best way to still upload your content so that it's not that bandwidth rich? Unfortunately, the internet is quite bandwidth heavy, but there is definitely ways that we can address that. Over to you, Judy.
Thank you. And then if your organization is one that would prefer that the learners don't have access to extended web connection when they access their assets, that is possible. We can do that when we download those assets for you. Most organizations like their learners to go and explore, but if you want to cut and limit that in terms of bandwidth, for example, we can manage that for you. What I've just quickly, 2 quick things I want to make sure, if anybody wants to connect after with myself and Vadi on any questions we might not have answered in detail, we're more than happy. You can just pop us a mail or give us a call. Just quickly want to show you, this is the kind of reporting that you would get on the platform. It's very specific. And this, for example, will show you, I mean, we've been around for 18 months. We've done quite well. It's been a journey, and it's going to continue to be a journey, but I think we've made an impact. We've got 45 current partners. And what's critical there is we have partners that we are onboarding, that we have, but that are also onboarding this month. So AWS content is going to be available via the platform. Microsoft content is going to be available via the platform. We have some open and shared content by our partners in the space of software development, coding, and as well as cybersecurity. From Excite, we have that partnership. We are currently in talks with other partners, the likes of Cisco and Salesforce, and related. So some very, very key certification, micro-certification, good quality content partners that we have on board or currently being onboarded, all in one place for you to pull your learning from. And then, of course, we've had 183 cohorts with over 11,000 traction through our platform. You'll just see some of the business partners that have already engaged. This is for one snapshot over a period of time. I think the last thing I would like to show you quickly, are there any questions? Anything else anybody of my team can think I mustn't forget to just quickly share?
There's just one last question, Judy, and perhaps Vardi would be better to answer this. When requesting support technical, what is the route that one would follow?
Okay. So Vardi will be able to explain that, but we do have a technical support hub whereby we have the support queries can go into. So you need to think around the FSP team as an extension of yours. So there's the support team in the backend that's there for any technical or data and or connectivity issue. And then there's the content team that's there to support your curation and or help you with your curation. So in terms of, we have our FAQs of how and what, and then we also have a way that you just load, as you would in any IT system, you load your query for resolution by the support team. Okay, so that is all built in. And then you have your guides, which are called My Guides, that'll help support you as a first port of call as well. Vardi, anything you want to add to that?
No, I think we are really in an exciting phase now where we're going to extend our support through different channels. We are working on a framework. Hopefully that will be in place by the end of, by the middle of August. In that framework, we already cater for voice and also WhatsApp. So all those comes into play so that we can really support not only our current users, but also support people that's logging in without any guidance. So all the guides that Judy just showed will go into our new framework. And hopefully, if we get it right, AI will also kick in and support with bots as well. So that is in the picture, that is in the dream. Hopefully that we can get that active around about the mid of August, as I said.
Yeah, and our very exciting what's next is launching the digital work readiness content aligned to that South African digital skills framework. And that content also includes all of the professional skills that are required. And happy to share that framework and that content with any of you in detail post the session, should you wish.
There's just one more hand up, Judy. Sibulele, please go ahead.
I just wanted to make a call out to everybody in the session that if you would, we really would like to get some feedback on this webinar series and how it's going. So we'd really appreciate it if you could make the time to just even send a small a bit of a small testimonial, whether you send it to Judy or Tesla. Just look at the email addresses there on the chat box. Because we'd really like to see how how informative and how helpful these webinars are. So I think feedback from people attending is really going to be crucial. So if you could make maybe 5 minutes of your day after each webinar, just to send us a small bit of feedback so we can actually see how we can actually improve. And I think for us, it's important to gauge if we're actually on the right track and how we can actually improve as a team, just the overall presentation.
Thanks, Sibu. And then, yeah, I mean, the best way to get to know these is to play with it, right? So if you're interested, let us know, and you can go and have a look and play around. And you are the experts in the sector. You're the experts in learning. We're here to support you. So please just give us as much feedback, input, and collaboration as you like. We're here to grow the sector together. And thank you for your time today. I know we're all really, really busy. Much appreciated. Okay. Right, if unless there are any other hands, thank you.
There aren't any. Thank you very much, Judy. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining the session this afternoon. Have a wonderful Wednesday further.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.